Good morning, everybody. For those that don't know me, my name is Simon Carl and I'm the Co-Managing Director of South by Southwest Sydney. I'd like to start today by acknowledging the Gadigal and Wangal people of the Eora Nation as the traditional custodians of the land we now call Sydney and where South by Southwest Sydney takes place. We pay our respects to elders past and present, always was and always will be. So, only 12 sleeps until the future arrives in Sydney. 1,600 events across 7 days and nights, the city will become a meeting point of technology, creativity and culture. You'll hear from some of the brightest global thinkers, see breakthrough artists before they break, and witness innovation that will shape the next decades. So why is South by Southwest Sydney so important for Sydney? It is because this is where the world collides with the Asia Pacific. We are Australia's festival of innovation, creativity and culture, and regardless of the industry you are from, South by Southwest Sydney offers a collision of ideas. And this event is all about putting Sydney on the global calendar and showcasing to the world our role in leading the creative and innovation industries. So what's new for this year? We've made South by Southwest Sydney more accessible. For the first time ever, there's a conference day pass and overall prices are down on average by 40% year on year. We've introduced South by Southwest Sydney Unlocked, 85 hours of free public programming across the week. Our tech festival is bigger and better than ever. The Innovation Expo, Hackathon, Innovation Showcase, Pitch, and for the first time Student Pitch, a truly brilliant technology showcase. And new venues. The ICC will now host all of our gaming content. The Seymour Centre becomes the home of our screen headliners, and the Music Precinct crosses Cleveland Street for the first time at the Everleigh Hotel. Get into the incredible content you need to get onto the app. Scan now on screen to download it. Start building a schedule and set aside a good hour or two just to get started to find the content that's right for you. Planning your week is essential. You want to make sure you don't miss the moments that matter. We've unlocked this year in-app networking for the first time. We want you to meet like-minded people and we've got you covered. So just reach out. I'm even on there. You can say hi. 2 things that will make this week incredible for you. The first one is planning and the second one is serendipity. By planning, you give yourself the best chance of seeing what matters, finding hidden gems and discovering your next side hustle. The bit the event can do for you is serendipity. By just being in the room, something will surprise and delight you. Make sure you are ready for the unexpected. We'll be updating you daily with recommendations, notifications on content, and must-see activities. So get onto the app now. So where is everything this year? Well, as mentioned before, we brought the games to the ICC, and the majority of the conference content happens there. We'll also have some sessions being in the Chowchak building at UTS. Tumbalong Park is the home of brand activations, including CommBank, with brand houses, activations in the hotels, restaurants, and nearby buildings around the park. Only a short 10-minute walk away is our nighttime district. Chippendale, Broadway provide the home of 13 music venues and 18 stages. Our new screen headliner venue at Seymour Centre as well. And we also have 2 surprise transport options for you. Check out our discounted bikes from Ario and be ready for DD to take your night in an unexpected twist. So next up is your week at a glance. Take into account all the incredible things that you can do across the week, and this gives you a view of just how much content you're about to hear about. So now I'd like to pass over to the team that curates and builds the event, and they'll take you through a guided tour of their picks and what not to miss, and handing over to our head of conference, Vanilla Kernabo.
Thank you, Simon. Really good to see you all, and most importantly, to welcome you to South by Southwest Sydney this year. The entire festival is out of control, exciting, and I am so thrilled with the program that we've got for the conference. I want to start off by saying, obviously there's heaps and heaps of content that you can see, but we have tracks, right? But they're all housed within our amazing verticals. So we've got tech and innovation that's supported, of course, by Accenture, business and leadership sessions supported by Visa, marketing and media, QMS, of course, plus all of our sessions in future and sustainability, culture and lifestyle, and the creative industry. So I want to acknowledge our sponsors and, of course, all the speakers and sessions that are taking place within these incredible verticals. Highlights. You might have seen heaps of posts all about these speakers already before, but Ndidi Ote is the brand new CEO of Accenture Song. You can see her on Monday afternoon. She'll be in conversation with Sunita Gloucester and a surprise appearance from Manon Day from out of the UK. Mo Gordat, he's also on Monday in the Piedmont Theatre, Chief Business Officer, former at Google X, and he is going to be on stage 11:30. He is our opening keynote, and guess what? Catherine Ball is going to be the moderator of that session after he does a talk. Paul Figg, of course, is on Wednesday, and I'll let Luke Lancaster talk about that a bit later on. Also joining us, we have Sandy Carter, an absolute stellar speaker. She's coming to us all the way from the United States. She is one of Austin, South by Southwest Austin's favourite speakers. Sandy Carter is the COO of Unstoppable Domains, an amazing keynote speaker. You will love seeing her on stage. I'll let Luke also talk about Brendan Lee Mulligan, the Games keynote, and I'll let Claire Collins, our head of music, talk about Teddy Swims, who's joining us on Thursday. So moving on, here are some great sessions that you can see. We've got the founding CEO of Virgin Unite. She's basically one step away from Richard Branson. In a world of growing individualism, what if the greatest breakthroughs don't come from going it alone, but from going all together? Jean Olwang is going to be in conversation with Adam Spencer on the Friday, reminding you that we've got day passes as well as full week passes, so you do get an opportunity to see amazing speakers each and every day. Peter Chun is joining us. If you know Gary V or Gary Vaynerchuk, he's going to be here from the States. This guy is an incredible speaker. You'll be able to see him as well. So he is the EVP and Global Head of PAC, Platforms, Algorithms and Culture at VaynerX. So Martin Sorrell is joining us. He is coming to Australia. I'm absolutely thrilled that this is happening. He will be on stage on the Thursday, the founder of WPP, now S4 Capital. He's going to be in conversation with the Editor-in-Chief of the AFR and also a surprise appearance from the CMO of CBA. I love that, Joe Boundy. Also joining us is another guy who's absolutely did an amazing series of sessions in Austin this year. His name is Dr. Frederick G. Pfert. He's an award-winning future optimist. What a great job title. I want to be a future optimist. He's a best-selling author. He's also Google's first chief innovation evangelist. He is joining us. He's got a book signing. He's doing a whole bunch of things. You may not have even seen him yet. This is a recent landing. So Frederick is joining us. It's going to be fantastic. You probably have heard of her. Shit You Should Care About is happening live. That's on the Wednesday with Lucy Blackiston. And Wendy Zuckerman is joining us as well. She's the host of the chart-topping podcast, Science Versus. She's actually going to be moderating a conversation, which is another headlining session that we haven't announced yet. So watch this space. I'm going to be announcing it very, very soon. All right. Moving on, Catherine Manstead is joining us, the Executive Director of Cyber Intelligence at Cyber CX. Caroline Pegram will talk more about some of the tech and innovation offerings when she talks. Tiffany Rolfe, Michael Titchell and Osher Gunsberg are going to be there, Creativity's new commercial model. Weta Studios and Evoke Audio are going to be doing something a bit different. They're going to be doing an immersive session. So I've got a couple of these ones where you can basically go into a room and listen, immerse yourself in audio. And this is an incredible collaboration between those two organisations, Weta and Evoke. Kirsten Ferguson is joining us again, author, columnist, leadership expert, talking about leading with impact, why blind spotting is your secret weapon. On Monday morning, Alex Davidson is in a panel. He is the CEO of L'Oreal Group, who are also one of our amazing partners this year. So much stuff happening in Tumbalong Park. But anyway, they're talking about the augmented advantage, redefining Australian ingenuity in the digital era. This is an amazing session. It's actually at 10 a.m. on Monday. And I say this to you because I do recommend that you get here super early so that you can get to registration and go and see some of the incredible sessions on Monday morning, first thing, but also earlier in the morning, all across the week. And Lauren Jackson, the GOAT, she's going to be here too from WNBL, talking about Matilda's moment with the CEO of WNBL, Jenny Sager. Okay, I've got so much to tell you. I'll try and do it quickly. Stick with me. I swear to God, it's going to be great. All right, here we go. The Skills Horizons on Tuesday. This is with Sandra Peter and Kai Rima. Amazing. What you need to know next. Maggie Jackson's joining us from the United States. If you want to be certain about uncertainty and understand what it means for you, come and see her session. Brian Solis is the head of global innovation at ServiceNow. He's also joining us. He's a futurist. Going to be a great session. I've got Steve McClendon and Josh Lindgren joining us. And you can see some information there. This is part of our big suite of content in the podcast industry and creator economy. The Leadership Blueprint, Blockbuster, BlackBerry, R Media, Don Price, all on stage together. How cool. You want to find out what it's going to be like to live underwater? We always talk about what it's going to be like if we live in space. Well, what about under the ocean? So inhabiting the deep is happening as well. On Tuesday, Neil Patel's joining us with the Marketing Reset, huge speaker at South by in London, and he's coming to join us for a major session on the Tuesday. Someone who plays cricket called Steve Waugh, or he did, he's going to be on stage too, with Larry James, Rajat Kulthresha and Rebecca Shrimpton, all about space, Australia's new sporting arena. Got a great session talking about the Wizards of Big Tech with Ricky Sutton. That's going to be pretty funny. I believe they're dressing up as the Wizard of Oz characters. And a bunch of other sessions here that you can see that I really do recommend that you check out. Moving on to the next page, I want to just quickly highlight that we have our podcast stage back this year. It's a room where you can see live recordings of podcasts, and that's happening from Monday all the way through to Friday. Here are just a couple of them, although I would note that if you're listening with Matt Bevan is going to be a full show, so that won't be a podcast, that'll be happening on another stage, but that'll be amazing to see too. I'm really loving the fact that, you know, The Guardian are joining us to do Full Story. So there's some of the sessions that you can see at the conference. I so wanted to sit down and watch everything. This is just a bit of a snapshot of what you can see across the week for all of you who want to see talks and everything else. We've got our short talk stage back. We've got all these rooms where you can go and watch amazing, conference panels and workshops and sessions. Not to mention the fact we have a whole podcast industry program. I mentioned the podcast stage before, but just across the road, quite literally in the convention centre, MIK Studio are presenting show notes. It's a 3-day podcast industry program. So if you're in podcasting and the creator culture, then this is something that you're definitely going to want to experience. It's basically an entire conference about the podcast industry. I'll talk about more partner lounges in a moment, but also just shouting out there's incredible partner lounges happening throughout the ICC, Publicist Group, CyberCX, Charitable, the Impact Stage. We've got Awesome Black and, of course, Accenture. In Tumbalong Park, conference continues all week. The Ideas Dome is there, presented by the Growth Distillery. It's much bigger than the picture you can see right now. It's absolutely huge, and I'm told there's a sort of a brain motif on it as well. If you go into the gallery, you can also experience incredible meetups and mentor sessions. There's book signings. The Growth Distillery are doing their podcast. Rules don't apply. So much happening in the gallery. That's right near registration. And of course, as Simon mentioned, over at UTS, we have at the Chowchak building, all of our workshops and our speaker connects. That's where you can talk to a speaker, get to know them and really get some incredible professional development. That's from Tuesday to Friday. And very quickly, just another couple of things that you might like to check out. These include New South Wales House. We've got DEPT happening in the gardens there, and Clearhaze House as well at Harajuku Goza. So New South Wales House is at Darling Pavilion. DEPT is at Garden House, the Chinese Gardens of Friendship. And let's not forget KPMG Future Sphere at the Pump House. That is just the conference for you. It is huge. Over to who? Over to you. It's Claire it's Caroline Pegram. Thank you.
Thanks, Vanilla. I am the head of tech and innovation for South by Southwest Sydney, which is why I wear a black skivvy because I got to, be team jobs. The Tech and Innovation Festival is newly named this year. Some of that thinking has come from the past few years where my colleague Rita Yates and I have discussed how most major cities in the world have a tech week, and we kind of hope that what we're building here is going some way to being Sydney's version of that. It's really, as everybody else has outlined, an opportunity for us to bring partners and talent and ideas from around the world to Sydney to showcase innovation in Australia to the rest of the world and to learn and gain knowledge from all those people that come here. So I'm just going to run through a pretty top line of what the Tech and Innovation Festival components are, starting with following on from Fenella with the conference. We have the Tech and Innovation vertical in the conference. There are 4 key tracks in that vertical. There's an enormous amount of programming. I won't go through it all today because we don't have time, but I will feature right now a couple of speakers that are coming who have probably not spoken in Australia before, not in this capacity. On the left, we have Ryan Fouty, who is the Vice President of Business at Perplexity. If you don't know Perplexity, it's the ultimate answer engine, actually. It's got access to 5 of the key large language models. It has 20 million daily users, and he will be in conversation with Sarah O'Carroll, the editor-in-chief of Forbes magazine. On the right, we have Susan Marshall, who is the Senior Director of Developer Relations at NVIDIA. Susan will be joining the CEO of the Tech Council and the CEO of ATSI in a conversation. And she is also heavily involved in Inception, which is NVIDIA's global startups program. In the middle rhymes with fave, my fave, Man and Dave. He's a creative technologist. He's an absolutely brilliant brain. He's a music producer. He is the brains behind Mercedes Drive with will.i.am. He builds tech with Idris Elba. He is the head of propositions at the BBC and a pretty accomplished music producer. Recently released a song with Snoop Dogg. So he's pretty current for us. One session I do want to actually feature is this one, given the world we currently live in, is cybersecurity meets national security. Joining us, two of our own national security experts, Lieutenant General Michelle McGuinness and Brendan Dowling. This conversation will be hosted by Hugh Remington, who is a journalist, and on the far left here is Mike Rogers. He is the former head of the NSA and the former head of national security for the United States government. He served with 2 United States presidents, and he's also currently on the board of CyberCX. It'll be a fascinating conversation about the challenging world that we are living in right now. On now to our hackathon, which is supercharging your work with AI. It's a 4-part event that happens across the week from Wednesday to Saturday. We create this event with the Build Club and the National AI Centre. This year we're looking at what it means to have key members of an organisation represented and what tools we might build for those people to make productivity better in those organisations. Coming up after that is some of our partners. NVIDIA are bringing their 2-day event to South by Southwest Sydney this year, and they are running it alongside us on the 15th and 16th of October. You need to register for this event. If you haven't registered, then go to the NVIDIA website and see if that opportunity still exists. But they have some incredible talent coming on Wednesday. It's startups, VCs, and development workshops. On the Thursday, they will have a whole day of programming, and it will feature some people like Rev, who is their head of VP of Omniverse, which is their key simulation technology. We also have a whole day house from Google this year, which is taking place on Wednesday the 15th. They will be featuring a day-long programming around digital transformation. There'll be workshops, there'll be hands-on demos. So you'll get to try some of their latest tools and hear from some of the experts at Google. I, for one, am here for the nano banana, so I'll be popping down to that. We have one of our key events in tech and innovation, of course, is the South by Southwest Sydney pitch, led by Rita Yates. We have Wednesday, the rounds all day. I think we have 23 startups competing across that day for 7 spaces in the grand final, which is on Thursday, the 16th. We have everything from advanced satellite technologies to Australia's first stem cell bank for pets. We have Adam Spencer and Olympic swimmer Bronte Campbell, who herself is a founder. They will be emceeing the grand final of the pitch. And we also have 4 incredible judges. Like every year we think about how can we make this better, and somehow or other we have. But we have Naomi Simpson, who's a very well-known Australian investor from Red Balloon. We have Kim Jackson from Skim Capital. We have Lars Rasmussen, who is the co-founder of Google Maps and also an investor. And on the far left, we have Bill Tai, who is an incredibly well-known investor. He's had, I think, 20 plus of his investments IPO across his life. So everything from Zoom to Canva to, an extraordinary amount of investments. I could not be happier for our startups that they get to pitch in front of these people. 2 new pieces of programming this year are in the tertiary space. The first one is the student pitch. We have 10 finalists from 8 universities, including the University of Singapore, which we're incredibly happy about. The final of this will be on Saturday, the 18th, in the Innovation Expo on the Discovery stage. And the other key piece of student programming this year is a 2-day tech and innovation showcase that is happening on Monday and Tuesday. We have over 40 projects from 14 institutions across Australia. This has been beautifully put together by Michael Pham. It is incredible. I encourage you to pop by this, vote for your favourite project, because we will be awarding the Best in Show on Tuesday afternoon at 3 p.m. Some other things that are happening. The Startup Village is back in the expo. We have 10 First Nation startups in the village this year, some incredible businesses, so please come past and see those. And we have a bunch of networking events, starting with the Tech and Innovation opening night. So pop by these events, they're all in the app. 2 new events for us this year one is the Investor Startup Mentor Sessions, which we're really happy to have. And the other one that Rita has added is the Pitch Alumni Meetup. And that's an opportunity now that we're in year 3 to see where those companies are at in their 3rd year. Some of them are going on to amazing things. So it's going to be really exciting to see where they're all at. We also have the Innovation Breakfast series. Everybody likes a free coffee and something to eat. So you can find all of these in the app. And this is a way for everybody to get around to other parts of the city, to some of the other precincts like Haymarket, up at Tech Central, the Commons. And these won't really have programming in them, but there'll be an opportunity just to meet new and different people, and for our visitors from overseas to see what is building in Sydney in the way of Tech Central. And finally, I come to the discovery stage, which is being curated at the moment by my colleague Heath Mawson. There are 4 days of programming, 30 sessions, over 100 speakers. We will be opening the discovery stage in a very key moment, focusing on Australian innovation, hosted by futurist Kath Ball. It'll be an opportunity for everybody to learn about the Moon Rover. We will have Flying Car, Airspeeder. These are all Australian companies. And for the first time, we will be getting a look at Main Code's large language model. This is an Australian large language model called Matilda. And that will be unveiled. And they, I believe, have been training on AFL data. So it's going to be exciting to see what they have got for us. And they will be in the hub all week as well. And joining us for the opening of that will be the Honourable Senator Tim Ayres, who's the Minister for Innovation, Industry and Science. And with that, I will hand over to my colleague, Luke Lancaster, who is Games and Screen.
Hello, everyone. I am Luke Lancaster, Head of Games and Screen, and it's my pleasure to talk you through 2 pretty stacked festival programs. So we will kick off and talk about games first. As already mentioned, we are very excited to be moving pretty much all of our games program to the ICC this year. The showcase is our crown jewel. It is 120 indie games from, at last count, something like 30 countries. It's the biggest showcase of indie games in Australia. It is just phenomenal, and it'll be right next to badge registration, so no one hearing this has any excuse not to go and play a game. We also have our industry program, which is designed around the idea of developing the skill sets and networks of practitioners in the industry, as well as finding ways to talk about games as probably the most important cultural medium of the current day. We have a series of networking events like most of our pillars, including breakfasts, happy hours, mixers, networking events. Particularly on that front, want to call out our Wednesday happy hour. That will be at Tumbalong Park because everyone needs to touch grass at some point. We're doing that with Beethoven and Dinosaur to celebrate the release of their new game mixtape, which is super fun. And the one that all you barnacles who are still around on the last day will not want to miss is our recovery brunch on Sunday at UTS Loft. Just a little way to round out the week and bounce back for that last little stint. And finally, I know Simon will get into this more a little bit later, but we are very happy for our game showcase to be joining our Unlock program on the Saturday of South by Southwest, but we'll come back to that in a bit. Some specific highlights that I want to talk through. There is way too much to cover everything, but these are the things that I want to make sure you know about, because if you want to find time in your calendar, these are my recommendations. No slight on the rest of the program that Luella Moore, Pete Distaban, Michael Pham have done an amazing job putting together. Firstly, there is Brennan Lee Mulligan, who's our keynote. If you don't know who Brennan Lee Mulligan is, he's probably the most exciting voice, not just in games, but in the creator economy, currently doing cool things today. He runs a live D&D show with a bunch of comedians called Dimension 20. He's joining Critical Role, which is probably the biggest streamed entertainment product in the world right now. He's tied in with Dropout, which is doing things when it comes to online content that other organizations are completely envious of. It's going to be a very fascinating talk. Go and see him. We are also lucky enough to be touring him for the Endless Dungeon Tour. So if you want to see what he does live and in person, you can check that out on Wednesday night at the ICC Theatre. Next cool thing, our annual game jam is back. Last year we did cowboys. The natural evolution of that is obviously snakes. You can check that out at AIT on, I believe, Thursday night, where developers were given the prompt and a month to make some cool games, and then they did. So now we get to show you those games. Next is our favorite redheaded stepchild. It's not games specifically, but I do want to call out the XR Plus Showcase. This sits within our overall expo. It is a mix of AR, VR games, immersive screen experiences, simulators, weird peripherals. It's very eclectic. It's very much about that intersection of tech and creativity. My favorite project here is a divining rod that uses live NASA data to help you find the direction of hospitable planets. It's really cool. Go check it out if you're in the expo. We have our student showcase returning. This will happen alongside the Tech and Innovation Showcase that Caroline just mentioned. 30-something projects from tertiary students all over ANZ. We, very excitingly, have managed to partner with Devolver Digital this year, who are one of the biggest publishers in the world. They published the Australian game Cult of the Lamb, if you've heard of that, the massive success out of Victoria. They will provide mentoring for one of the students who wins, which just feeds into our mission of how do we take people who are coming into these industries and just supercharge their careers. Final point to mention here, on the same note, is our Games Investment Forum. We bring in international publishers, scouts, private investors to network with the developers who are taking part in our showcase. We've previously had some success getting games funded out of this program. It's coming back for the third year. We're very excited to be able to continue on that front. Looking at the program specifically, a few sessions I wanted to call out. First is Rob Davis, campaign director on the Ghosts of Yotai, one of the biggest AAA titles this year. Will be giving a behind-the-scenes talk of the upcoming release. One that I think is so important culturally for people to go to is called The Lion, the Witch, and the Audacity of This Bitch. It is about the ongoing effects, legacy, current impact of the Gamergate crisis that you may remember from a few years ago. But really, it's a talk about entitlement and online abuse and security. This is going to be pretty confronting, but one that I would recommend everyone goes and sees. And finally, one that's near and dear to my heart, we have Danny O'Dwyer from NoClip and Ralph Panabianco, you might know as SkillUp, who are two long-form creators. They are games documentarians. They have bucked every trend and every part of conventional wisdom when it comes to how to create content to make things unlike anyone else and find huge success doing it. And finally, just 3 titles from our games showcase. It was impossible to pick just 3, but to show you some of the breadth, here are, I think, like the 3 that I've most recently played. The first is As Long As You're Here, which puts you in the role of someone who is suffering from dementia. It is the most terrifying thing I've played this year. You just need to experience this one, I think. It is so compelling and so effective. Next is Pro Jank Footy on a completely different tack. This is NBA Jam meets Aussie Rules. We'll have this in the showcase, but also live on stage in Tumalong Park with Broden Kelly from Auntie Donna, who is the commentator in the game. That's going to be a lot of fun. And last one is a game out of New Zealand called Night Plane, which is about a spooky plane ride that you catch overnight. Super fun. Now, moving on to my other kid, our Screen Festival. Where can you watch movies this year? Very quickly, just to rattle them off. Our new headliner venue, we are very excited to be at the Seymour Centre. You can also go to Palace Central, you can go to Dendy Newtown, and you can go to Ritz Cinemas in Randwick. We have an amazing program of headliners, of featured screenings, of work from emerging filmmakers. Our programming team, led by Jordan Bastian, our Screen Festival director, and Felix Hubble, our program manager, is chock full of horror, of genre films, of really bold and inventive work that you will absolutely be talking about when the credits roll. The worst thing that we can be is boring, and I don't think of our roughly 100 screenings, there is a single boring one in there. We also have a lot of shorts, and we have an expanded episodic program this year because we found that is what a lot of emerging filmmakers have been working on, and we want to really be spotlighting that kind of thing. We've got a similar industry program where we have panels, we have mentoring sessions, and again, it's about empowering emerging filmmakers, helping them meet the right people, helping them connect with speakers from international festivals and studios and distributors, and really doing what we can to foster the industry. Networking events, you know what those look like. Last exciting point I wanted to mention about for our Screen Festival this year is our rush ticketing program. This really feeds into our spirit of making this work as accessible to as many people as possible. So for the first time, you can go and see any film in our program by buying a single ticket to that film, which I think really helps, especially our local filmmakers, feed into that festival ecosystem and get their work seen. Some highlights. Again, as Fenella mentioned, we have the honour to be joined by Paul Feig, who will be our screen keynote for this year. We are also hosting a retrospective of some of his work. We will be screening Bridesmaids at the Ritz on Wednesday night. Paul will be doing a Q&A, so that's going to be a lot of fun. On the Saturday, we are also hosting a marathon of the entire series of Freaks and Geeks, which was a personal win, if I can say that. We have our new WAVE program. That was previously our student program, but this year we have kind of opened the doors on that a little bit to be able to focus on all kinds of emerging filmmakers from all backgrounds. This is, again, about giving them an in into that festival world, helping them feel out that process, showing work that we think deserves to find a stage somewhere, but doesn't really have other avenues. We have our commentary sessions returning. These are live directors' commentaries. They are a ton of fun. We've done a bunch this year. The one that I won't be missing, we have Michael Shanks, director of Together, doing one, which is going to be excellent. If you haven't seen that, go out and check it now. Amazing Australian horror film. And finally, I'm calling out Exit 8. This is really emblematic of our featured sessions across the entire program. We have a huge lineup of festival favorites from other kind of international and domestic festivals from this year. Exit 8 was super exciting at Melbourne International Film Festival. We'll be showing it this year as well. It's a Japanese horror movie based on a game. I think I had to merge my two pillars together a little bit on that one, but that'll be a lot of fun. Please dive into the program because there will be something in there that you will not want to miss. And finally, I will leave you with our 6 screen headliners, which are the 6 biggest films we have this week. They will all be screened, the first 5 rather, will be screened at the Seymour Centre. The final, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You with Rose Byrne, will be screening at the Ritz on our Saturday. These are amazing. This festival lineup is something we are incredibly proud of. If you want to go see our screen headliners, you'll be able to get in with your accreditation. Please turn up early because they are looking like a hot commodity. And with that, I will pass over to our head of music, Claire Collins.
Thank you, Luke. And hi, everyone. I'm Claire. I'm the head of music for the festival. So we're really excited about this year's program. And if you love music and or having fun, then we have something for you. It's an absolutely huge event with over 30 presenter parties and mixers, 300 artist performances across 17 stages. And that's all throughout the very walkable Chippendale precinct. I just wanted to do a special shout out to our music festival partner, Johnny Walker, who have made a lot of this activity possible. And their Johnny Walker Black Ruby House at the Underground is where our music opening party kicks off, and that'll be the place to be all week, a very reliable lineup. So just head there if you don't know what to do. So here are just some highlights of the artist program. Nina Geraci, Woman of the Moment. There's a huge buzz on her, and last week, she received a massive 8 ARIA nominations for her debut album. So we expect a line around the door for her exclusive appearance at American Apparel House at the Chippo. Maple's Pet Dinosaur. She's the youngest and newest addition to the lineup. A few weeks ago, the 14-year-old uploaded her debut song to Instagram, and that has now over 60 million views, making it the most viewed video by any Australian-born artist ever. And she's also been invited to tour with Linkin Park across the US. So she's going to take a day off school to play the Lord Gladstone on Friday afternoon, and then the free All Ages Festival headlined by the Rubens at Tubbalong Park on the Saturday. Tenzi Jempsey and Nakila have just had a massive hit across Southeast Asia, topping the Indonesian charts for 6 weeks and accumulating billions of streams. They're just one of the 35 artists from the APAC region, including China, Taiwan, India, Philippines, Japan, and South Korea. Next, we have Lewis Love, who is an extremely charismatic young country star from Ballarat. He's had lots of interest from Nashville, and he'll play our tumble on Honky Tonk on the Friday night, featuring Australia's best country music at the moment. Another fun one is Psychic Fever. They're our first ever J-pop boy band. The 7-piece will easily fit on our international stage at T Park, and we've got our fingers crossed that they'll fit on the stage at the Triple J showcase at the Barry. And finally, we have a personal fave, which is Freak Slug from the UK. Despite her name, she makes very charming indie rock and is signed to Future Classic locally and was a highlight of South by Southwest in Austin earlier in the year. On to our speakers. So even if you don't work in the music biz, there's lots to dig into on the music industry track. Our keynote this year is global singer-songwriter Teddy Swims. He'll be on stage with his longtime manager, Luke Conway, talking about their relationship and the journey from making YouTube covers in his bedroom during COVID to selling out 3 Kudos arenas. We also have Jen Malone, the genius curator behind soundtracks such as Euphoria and Yellow Jackets, and she'll be talking about the art of sync and how she puts these amazing soundtracks together. Dr. Marcus Collins, culture academic. He's going to be speaking about how music shapes culture, and that will have a really broad general appeal to people who have any interest in culture. And he also has a very funny story about how he tried to manufacture a Beyonce fan club called the Beyontourage when he was her digital strategist. Serial entrepreneur Meng-Ru Cook of BandLab will be on a panel speaking about the threats and opportunities of AI to the music business. Akila Shankar, who's the head of TuneCore South Asia and the host of India's biggest music podcast, will be on the podcast stage talking about the evolution of the South Asian music industry. And finally, one of Australia's favourite artists, Rule, will be on a panel with his managers in a case study about his success in Asia. Moving on to our presenter parties. So one of the things that makes the festival so fun is all the music parties, the presenter events and mixes. And here are just some of the highlights. I've spoken about the Johnny Walker Black Ruby House. Just head here anytime you're at a loss. American Apparel House has another stacked lineup. Nina Geraci and Briggs's new project, Big Noda, that'll close out Saturday night. The British Music Embassy at the Lansdowne features the best of the Brits. Heaps Normal are doing a really fun car park party on the Thursday. We'll put that in the app on the day of show. And just so much more. You can expect a ton of surprise guests and special moments at these parties. For example, we've just confirmed DZ Death Rays as the headliner for Rolling Stone. Another line around the door we'll expect for that. And the surprise guest at the Virgin Party he's got over 500,000 social media followers, so you'll have to turn up early for that one too. So that's really just some of the highlights. The event is really about discovery, so download the app, get amongst it, and most importantly, pace yourself. It's a long week. So back to you, Simon.
All right. Thank you, Claire, Luke, Vanilla, Caroline. This has been an incredible session on just the amazing content that you can access with a badge and a pass. What you can access all for free, though, is South by Southwest Sydney Unlocked. And this is a front row seat to all the amazing content that we've got available for you in this week. Starting off on Monday night, we have the Fabrics of Modern Australia runway presentation starting at 5 p.m. Expect bold looks and powerful stories and a celebration of modern Australia on a runway. It's the first time that we brought fashion into the event, so we're all very excited by this one. Our international stage, Claire has just spoken to Tensi Jensi and Naykiller, Angela Ken, Psychic Fever from Japan and China's Tia Ray. On Thursday, we have Black to the Future, a powerful celebration of First Nations creatives, curated in partnership with the Windows Film Festival and Awesome Black, and that's headlined by Tasman Keith. We've got the Tumblelong Honky Tonk with Max Jackson, Canadian Country Trio, Washboard Union, Lewis Love, Big Wheels, and then on Saturday, Hoops and Everything with the Rubens headline the Many Festival to celebrate 10 years of their seminal album. So we're really excited about all of those great events. And then to wrap it all up on the Sunday, we have Sundance with Red Bull Dance Your Style Workshop, Battle and Showcases. And we have AU K-Pop Random Play Dance and Twirl Tries It All live. All of that is free to access. Come on down. Also in the park while you're there, please make sure to check in with the CommBank tour, which is their bus will be on the park every day. You'll be able to access there, learn and see support, get support on scams and digital literacy. You'll be able to participate in L'Oreal's Innovation Station. I, for one, am very excited about this. I'm looking forward to some amazing tech demos, innovation, and some really fun things. I hear they have samples as well. And Adobe will be doing their AI-powered creative innovation series there as well, where you get to experience their products firsthand. A couple of exciting other pieces is the Australian Space Agency on Saturday and Sunday. Come see the Moon Rover and get your face sent to the moon as well. The game showcases Luke mentioned earlier, play any of those games. I'll be there. It'll be loads of fun. Bring your family and come down to that as well on the Saturday. And the Innovation Expo, for the first time ever, as mentioned, is for free. So please come along and experience that, which will be fantastic. We can't go through today without thanking our partners who make this event possible. I'd like to thank the Ticketek Entertainment Group, who are the event producer, our strategic partners in Destination New South Wales and the New South Wales Government, our super sponsor, CommBank, our major partners, Accenture, Visa, QMS, and Johnny Walker, Black Ruby as well, and all these other partners. There's more being added every day as we get closer and closer to the event, but it would not be possible without them. So thank you very much for your support in bringing this event to life. A couple of last things from me for the team. Firstly, get your pass now on screen. You can scan this, we'll take you through to it. There's a couple of things that we'd like to point out. Attendee Hub is on the website, so go there for all the information that you need to attend, including such things as opening hours of the registration desk, opening from the Sunday as well. You can also get your merch. I'm currently wearing it as well. And lastly, but not least at all, I would like to thank the team that pulls this all together. It's an incredibly huge effort from a very special bunch of people that I'm very proud to be working with. So we're really excited. We will see you in 12 sleeps. Bye, everyone.